All right, hello everyone. This is part two of our integers unit. The first one was focusing on multiplication of integers. Now we're going to focus on division of integers, concretely, pictorially, and symbolically. So our first one, all right, we're going to be using integer chips. So we have positive 12 divided by positive 3. So if I'm doing a integer chip solution here, what I want to do first is draw 12 positive integer chips, like here. Now what I want to do is separate them into groups of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, now you want to find out how many groups of positive 3 do you see? You see 4. So our answer is going to be positive 4. The division statement is positive 12 divided by positive 3, which is positive 4. The next one, okay, very simple again. All right, we have negative 12 divided by negative 3. So we want to draw 12 negative integer chips, all right? We want to separate them into groups of 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 groups, so the quotient is positive 4. When we do a division statement, it's going to be negative 12 divided by negative 3, which is positive 4. This is very simple. Important. You cannot model this division by separating the 12 white chips into negative 3 groups. All right, very simple and important. The last one, all right, we have negative 12 divided by positive 4. So what I did was I drew 12 negative integer chips. All right, I separated them into groups of 4. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So count the number of negative chips in each group. So that's what we want to do. There are 3 negative chips in each group, so the quotient is negative 3. If you take a negative and a positive, you are going to get a negative. So the answer is negative 12 divided by plus 4 is negative 3. Now, if we look at temperature, okay, apply integer division. Basically, what we're doing here is taking a word problem and figuring out what we are calculating. So the temperature in Wetaskiwin, Alberta was falling by 2 degrees Celsius each hour. Think of falling as a negative thing, all right? So we have 2 degrees Celsius each hour, and the temperature fell a total of 10 degrees Celsius. How many hours did it take the temperature to fall? So what you want to do is temperature falling, we have negative 2, okay, each hour. And our total decrease is negative 10. So it's going to be negative 10 divided by negative 2. Draw 10 negative integer chips into groups of 2. So I drew 10, all right, I separated them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 2. So our quotient is positive, separated into groups of, so it's 5 here, my bad, all right. And we took 5 hours, okay, so what it's saying is there are 5 groups, okay, so our quotient is plus 5. So what I did was I did 10 divided by 2, and I knew my integer rules that negative and negative equals a positive, and so a positive 5 hours it took. Okay, now we're going to look at the rules of division a bit, all right? So it's a lot like multiplication, all right? You have positive and a positive equals a positive, negative and a negative equals a positive. The reason why is these are the same integer signs when you look at it. The second one, it says quotient of 2 integers with different signs is negative. We have a positive and a negative, and we get a negative. We have a negative and a positive, we get a negative. Okay, it does not matter what order they're in. If there are 2 different integers, the answer is going to be negative. So, very simple. All right, we have positive 6 divided by positive 2. So what we're going to do first is divide 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Okay, in my sign rule, we get positive 3. You look at it on a number line, what you want to do is start at 6, okay, separate into groups of 2, 1, 2, 3, and we get positive 3. Okay, the second one, it's negative 12 divided by negative 6. So what you want to do first is 12 divided by 6 is 2. Okay, now apply the sign rule. The quotient of 2 integers with the same sign is going to be positive. So our answer is positive 2. Okay, they are negative, but they're both negative. So it's going to be positive. The last one, all right, in this slide has negative 20 divided by positive 4. So what you want to do is 20 divided by 4 first, which is 5. Apply the sign rule. The quotient of 2 integers with different signs is negative. Okay, we have a negative and a positive. So negative 20 divided by plus 4 is going to be negative 5. Okay, now the last one here, all right, a bit bigger numbers, but we have positive 42 divided by negative 14. So what I want to do first is 42 divided by 14, which is 3. Okay, now the sign rule, we have a negative and a positive, so my answer is going to be negative. So my answer is going to be negative 3. All right. Okay, now there is a way of checking your work. What you want to do is multiplication to check the division. You want to take the answer, which is negative 3 here, okay, and the divisor. Okay, the divisor is how many times or how much are you using to separate the total. So we have 42 total, and we have 14, okay, that were the divisor, all right? So negative 3 times negative 14 is 42. Okay, and because it's two negatives, it is going to be positive 42. So my answer is correct here. Okay, now this last one, all right, is a word problem, and it's with division as well. So you have 4 friends and you're going out for lunch. So in total, 5 people. Okay, I'm going to write that somewhere. Okay, so you have 5 people and you're spending $85. Spending, okay, think of it as a negative. Okay, you're spending money. And they want to divide the cost equally. How much did each person pay? So your division statement, all right, your total cost is going to be negative 85 as your integer, okay? And you have Daria plus 4 friends, so that is going to be plus 5. So now what you want to do is negative 85 divided by plus 5. Okay, well, my rules, I have a negative and a positive here. So my answer is going to be negative. Now I want to do 85 divided by 5. And I'm going to get 17 as my answer. And it's going to be negative 17. Okay, so each person has to pay $17. Now, I didn't put negative 17 there because when you pay, okay, it means that it's a negative sign. Okay, you don't have to write it. When you pay, you're giving away money, right? It's not you make or gain, it's paying. Now to check the multiplication, what you want to do is use multiplication to check the division. You're going to take the answer, which is negative 17 times plus 5. And we're going to get 85. But it's a negative and a positive, so we're going to get negative 85, which, if you think about it, is how much you paid for your entire lunch.